Hi, I'm Elsie. 5 years at Pinnacle Marketing and not a single day late or a deadline missed. That's the kind of employee I am. Or was, I guess I should say now. You're seriously still here at 8 p.m.? Girl, you need a life outside these walls. That was Diana from the creative department, my closest ally in corporate warfare. She was leaning against my cubicle, coffee in hand despite the hour. The Rivera presentation is tomorrow. Everything has to be perfect. Well, perfect isn't going to be good enough for Vanessa. I saw her chatting up Marcus again this morning. Diana lowered her voice. Between us, I think she's gunning for your senior position. I rolled my eyes. She can chat him up all she wants. My work speaks for itself. But the knot in my stomach tightened. Vanessa had been hired 6 months ago and immediately started undermining me in subtle ways, taking credit for my ideas, scheduling meetings when she knew I had conflicts, leaving me off important emails, accidentally. Just watch your back, Diana warned. I don't trust her smile. Too many teeth. The next morning, I arrived early to double-check the presentation, but the file wouldn't open. Error messages kept popping up. Panic set in as I tried recovery methods. Problem? Vanessa appeared behind me, perfectly styled as usual. The Rivera file is corrupted somehow. Oh no, good thing I made a backup. I had a feeling something might go wrong. The smugness in her voice made my skin crawl. Before I could respond, Marcus's assistant Trevor appeared at my desk. Emergency department meeting in 5 minutes. Conference room B. Everyone needs to attend. In the conference room, I felt the tension immediately. Marcus stood at the head of the table, face stern. I've called this meeting because of a serious situation regarding the Rivera account. He looked directly at me. Elsie, would you like to explain why our presentation was sabotaged? What? I just discovered the file was corrupted this morning. Not just corrupted. Marcus pulled up screens showing altered numbers and missing sections. Deliberately tampered with. And the server logs show it was accessed from your computer last night at 11 p.m. That's impossible! I left at 8:30. Vanessa cleared her throat. I saw her computer still running when I left at 10. I thought it was strange. I always shut down my... We have the evidence, Elsie. Marcus cut me off. The Rivera account is worth millions. This kind of sabotage is grounds for immediate termination. The room went silent. 20 pairs of eyes staring at me. You're firing me? Based on this? I've been here 5 years. Clear out your desk. Security will escort you out. I walked out in a daze, my face burning with humiliation. At my desk, I numbly packed my things into a cardboard box while coworkers pretended not to watch. Don't forget this. Carlos the janitor passed by, emptying my trash can. He discreetly slipped something into my hand. A key with a small note attached. Executive storage room, tonight, 9 p.m. I clutched the key in my palm as I approached the darkened Pinnacle building at 8:55 p.m. My heart hammered against my ribs. Security cameras would catch me, but I figured I had nothing left to lose. The side entrance beeped softly as I swiped the key. I half expected alarms, but nothing happened. The hallways were eerily quiet as I made my way to the executive floor. The storage room was tucked away in a corner behind Marcus's office. The key worked perfectly. Inside, metal filing cabinets lined the walls, and a small desk sat in the corner with an outdated computer. Now what, Carlos? I muttered, flipping on the desk lamp. I noticed a yellow sticky note on the monitor. Rivera folder, password, Pinnacle 2023. The computer booted up slowly. I found the Rivera folder buried deep in a hidden directory. Inside were multiple versions of the presentation, including the original I had created, and a doctored version with the same corrupted elements Marcus had shown everyone. Holy crap. A subfolder labeled Plan E contained a series of emails between Vanessa and Marcus. Are you sure she saw the discrepancy in the Rivera numbers? Vanessa had written. Marcus's reply. She was asking questions about the additional service charges. We need to move now before she figures it out. Trevor says the logs can be altered to show her access. I remembered now. Last week, I'd noticed some strange numbers while prepping the presentation. Extra fees being charged to Rivera that weren't in our contract. I'd made a note to ask Marcus about it, but got busy with other tasks. My hands shaking, I called Diana. Elsie, it's almost 10 p.m. I'm at the office, in the executive storage room. You're what? How did you… Carlos gave me a key. Listen, I found proof they set me up. Marcus and Vanessa sabotaged the presentation themselves because I accidentally saw them skimming money off the Rivera account. Oh my God. That explains a lot. Marcus has been acting weird all day, and Vanessa's suddenly taking point on all your accounts. I need your help gathering more evidence. Can you get access to the financial files? I can try. Trevor might help. He's been looking miserable since the meeting. I overheard him arguing with Vanessa in the break room. What were they saying? Trevor was saying, this wasn't what I signed up for. Doctoring server logs is one thing, but framing someone for firing? That's messed up. And Vanessa just laughed and told him his bonus would help his conscience. So Trevor's involved, but having second thoughts. Can you work on him? See what else he knows? I'll try. He likes to drink after work at Murphy's. I could accidentally bump into him there tomorrow. I spent the next hour photographing everything with my phone. As I dug deeper, I found more accounts with the same pattern, inflated charges that didn't match contracts. Diana, this is bigger than me. They've been doing this with multiple clients. What's your plan? First, we document everything. Then we gather more evidence of the pattern. And then we expose them, not just to the company, but to the clients they've been cheating. That's risky. Marcus has friends in high places. So we make the evidence so overwhelming they can't ignore it. I'm thinking the quarterly review next month. All the executives and board members will be there. That's ambitious. Count me in. As I locked up the storage room, a text from Carlos appeared. Found what you needed? There's more. Meet tomorrow. Back parking lot. Noon. For the first time since being escorted out of the building, I smiled. Game on, Marcus. I arrived at the back parking lot at noon sharp. Carlos was already there, leaning against his beat-up Toyota. Didn't think you'd actually show up. Carlos straightened as I approached. Why did you help me? You're risking your job. Been watching Marcus do this for years. You're the fourth person he set up to take a fall. Always the same pattern. Hard-working employee notices something off. Suddenly they're fired for some made-up reason. Fourth? Why hasn't anyone spoken up? Who's gonna believe the janitor over the department head? Besides, they make it look legit every time. Server logs, witnesses, the works. But I see things after hours that others don't. Like what? Like Marcus and Vanessa staying late to mess with files. Like Trevor looking sick while changing timestamps. Been taking notes for years, just waiting for someone tough enough to do something about it. I called Diana immediately after our meeting. We met at a coffee shop 3 blocks from Pinnacle. I got Trevor talking last night, Diana said, sliding into the booth. 4 vodka sodas and the guy spilled everything. He's terrified of Marcus, but more scared of getting caught. Apparently, Marcus has dirt on him too. Made him doctor expense reports when he first started. So he's trapped. Can we use him? Maybe. He mentioned Marcus and Vanessa are meeting Friday to discuss cleanup of the Rivera account. Something about making sure the discrepancies are covered before the client audit. I leaned forward. We need to record that conversation. How? They always meet in Marcus's office. The janitor key won't help if they're in there. Leave that to me and Carlos. The plan came together over the next 2 days. Carlos installed a small recording device in Marcus's office vent during his routine cleaning. Diana casually mentioned the upcoming client audit to Vanessa, adding extra urgency. Then we waited. Friday's recording exceeded our expectations. This is beyond what I thought we'd get, I told Diana and Carlos as we huddled in my apartment, listening to the playback. If anyone connects these charges back to us, we're done. Vanessa's voice crackled through the speaker. Relax. We've got the perfect scapegoat in Elsie. Besides, it's not the first time. Remember Peterson last year? And Williams before that? But the Rivera account is bigger. Over $200,000 in fake charges. Which means bigger bonuses for us. Trevor's already adjusted the contract copies in the system. As long as no one compares them to the client's original version, we're golden. Jesus, Diana whispered. They've been doing this systematically. We need more, I said. Let's set up another trap. Diana, can you casually ask Trevor about previous employees who were fired? Act concerned it might happen to you next. On it. What about the other clients they mentioned? I'll handle that. Carlos, do you have access to the archive room? Got keys to every room. Those filing cabinets have records going back 10 years. Over the next week, we built our case methodically. Diana extracted client names from Trevor by expressing fears about her job security. Carlos helped me access old files after hours, revealing a pattern of fraud dating back years. I created spreadsheets comparing actual contracts with doctored versions, highlighting the discrepancies in red. The quarterly review is in 3 days, I told my small team as we finalized our evidence folder. Every executive and board member will be there, along with department heads. How will you get in? Security knows your face, Carlos asked. I've got that covered. Diana will get me a visitor badge. I'll wait until Marcus is mid-presentation, then make my entrance. He'll try to discredit you immediately, Diana warned. Let him try. We've got recordings, documents, and witnesses. It's time Marcus and Vanessa learn what it feels like to be humiliated in front of the whole office. The day of the quarterly review arrived. I stood outside the main conference room, visitor badge pinned to my jacket, stomach in knots. Through the glass doors, I could see Marcus at the podium showing slides of revenue growth. You ready for this? Diana appeared beside me, clipboard in hand. As ready as I'll ever be. Remember, the CFO and legal team are in the second row. Hit them with the financial evidence first. I've got the AV set up ready to play the recordings. I took a deep breath and pushed open the doors. The room fell silent as heads turned. What is she doing here? Security? Marcus looked panicked. Before anyone calls security, I think the board should see this. I walked straight to the CFO and handed him a folder. Evidence of systematic fraud against our clients, orchestrated by Marcus and Vanessa. The CFO flipped through the pages, his expression darkening. These are serious allegations, miss. Elsie Morgan, until recently senior marketing strategist, fired for supposedly sabotaging the Rivera account, which was actually a cover-up for this. I motioned to Diana, who played the recording. Marcus's voice filled the room. We've got the perfect scapegoat in Elsie. Besides, it's not the first time. Remember Peterson last year? And Williams before that? The color drained from Marcus's face. That's clearly doctored. Like the server logs you used to frame me? I distributed more folders to the board members. 5 years of fraudulent charges across 12 major accounts. Over $800,000 skimmed from clients through fake service fees. You have no proof I was involved. Vanessa stood up, voice shaking. Actually, we do. I nodded to Diana, who played another recording of Vanessa discussing how they altered contract copies. The company president stood up. Marcus, is this true? This is ridiculous. She's just a disgruntled ex-employee. Who has documentation of every fraudulent charge? I interrupted. Plus testimony from Trevor about how you coerced him into altering the server logs. All eyes turned to Trevor, who sat hunched in the corner. They made me do it, Trevor said quietly. I've already given a statement to legal about everything. Vanessa suddenly rushed toward me. Elsie, please, I was just following orders. I never wanted to hurt you. You have to believe me, we can fix this. Like you fixed the Rivera presentation? No thanks. I stepped back. Save your apologies for the clients you helped defraud. Security arrived, but instead of escorting me out, they moved toward Marcus. The next few hours were a blur of statements, legal discussions, and shocked executives. By evening, Marcus was escorted out in handcuffs, fraud charges plus workplace harassment. Vanessa was fired on the spot, crying as she cleaned out her desk while former colleagues watched. A week later, the company president called me in. We'd like to offer you your position back with a substantial promotion and compensation package for the wrongful termination. I appreciate the offer, but I've got other plans. 2 months later, I opened the doors to Morgan Strategic Consulting. Carlos had quit his janitor job to handle our operations, and Diana joined as creative director. Our first client? Rivera Corporation, who'd fired Pinnacle after learning about the fraud. To justice, Diana raised her glass at our launch party. And to keys that unlock more than doors. I clinked glasses with Carlos. The morning newspaper headline said it all. Former executive faces 10 years for client fraud scheme. Beneath it, a photo of Marcus being led into court. Sweet doesn't begin to describe it. What would you do if you were in Elsie's position at the end? Would you have accepted the company's offer to return with a promotion and compensation, or would you have turned it down to start your own business? Is complete rejection of apologies the right approach when someone has deliberately tried to destroy your career, or is there ever room for forgiveness? If you enjoyed this story of workplace justice, hit that like button and subscribe for more revenge stories just like this one. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and would love to hear about your own experiences with workplace betrayal or how you would have handled Elsie's situation differently.